morning, folks. This is Deb Delapiana, and right now we're having coffee together. It is 6:43, and I promise I won't take up much of your time, but I do have to say, shut the fuck up to somebody. So, before they took my original page down, I had 5,000 followers. I'm down to like 177 here on this one. And I'll tell you what, the 5,000 weren't really doing us any good with what we were doing at that time, which was become ungovernable. But I still do have what I call my fanboys. And I had a falling out with one the other night. And I'd like to clear the air because, you know what, I'm sure that this particular fanboy is besmirching me all over Facebook and whatever other venue he's on. He's already been on over to my YouTube channel and left myriads of comments on my videos. Rest assured, I have blocked his ass on Facebook because I don't want to hear from him. And I've also blocked him on YouTube. So, and by the way, I didn't take this little problem we were having public. I was trying to speak to him in Messenger. He made it public. So, let me just say this. Our disagreement has come from the fact that the name of the group now is the Factivist Project. And by virtue of its name, we deal only in facts. So when something can be backed up, we're happy to post it. And when someone's posting stuff that isn't backed up by facts, we call them out. Because you know what? We live in a disinformation age, and Facebook is a disinformation disseminating platform. And this particular fanboy has misquoted me and misrepresented my words before, and I have suggested to him that he needs to stop tagging me. He continued. So let me just tell you what the crux of the argument is. I'm becoming closed-minded to the truths from the right because I am ambitious. I am closed-minded to the truths from the right because they are lies, not supported by fact, whether historical or current events. And I don't have to give them either a venue or my ears. I am here to fight that kind of free speech because honestly, lying and medical misinformation and slander doesn't help anybody's freedom. So let me clear up the air here. Let's talk about the word ambitious. Ambitious would indicate that I have some kind of monetary gain to be made, or that I can add another 5,000 people and build my brand. It is pretty clear that I'm not making any money on this. I don't monetize my content anywhere. I'm not a truther out there telling you have to pay for the real information. We leave that to the Ben Shapiro's and Candace Owens of the right to do that kind of parasitic capitalism truth-telling. I am closed-minded to the right because I don't support their ideology on any level. All right? I was ambitious when I was working in business. I was initially hired as a secretary. I was determined that I didn't want to be that for the rest of my life. And I spent my time rising up in the ranks of a corporation where I became the worldwide head of marketing communications. I've gone through my ambitious years. I'm done with that now. I'm technically retired. I'm going to be 68 in February. I work for a hardware store, 30 hours a week, and more when they need me, because we're constantly turning over kids, going back to college and everything else. And I'm not making any money on any of this. I'm doing this because I feel like it's my civic fucking duty to combat the bullshit that's out there. And right now, I don't know of any Republicans who are actually telling the truth, except the two who are on the January 6th commission. And that would be Adam Kinzinger and Liz Cheney. And you know what? I admire what they're doing, but I will tell you this. Ideologically, I don't support them politically either. But I do support what they're doing, and I do believe they belong there, and I do believe they understand how serious January 6th was. And I give them credit because really, the two of them are being vilified by the rest of the GOP to the point where the state of Wyoming, their state government chose to stop recognizing Liz Cheney as a Republican. That on its face is ridiculous. The fact that I can be touting any Cheney right here, right now, is amazing. But I am. And I will continue to do so. I want people to understand something. We are not a news service. So we do not have to give fair and balanced voice to anyone. Do I criticize the Democrats? I have long said that all of politics is corrupt, and we know that. But here's where we are right now. At one point, I kept touting that there was no difference between the parties. There most certainly is. One party spends its time trying to push fascism and oppression of certain groups of people. I will talk about people of color. I will talk about trans people. I will talk about LGBT people. I will talk about immigrants. I will talk about women. The other party simply doesn't do that. They all take money from corporate America. You can thank the Supreme Court for that. And there's only one way to get rid of that, and that's to have the Supreme Court overturn it. And the only way that happens is if the Supreme Court is stacked the other way. But right now, no matter what the GOP is telling you, the GOP stacked this court specifically to take people's rights away. End of story. End of story. The Christians, the extreme right, they have been after gay people, and they have been after women for a very, very long period of time. And it won't stop here. They will overturn Roe v. Wade. They will go after birth control after that, and they will certainly go after gay marriage. No matter what you think, you better think long and hard. I will not promote medical misinformation. I will not hear of it. I believe in science. I believe in technology. I believe it can be used for good and it can be used for bad. I can certainly believe that almost anything on this planet can be used either way. Wherever there's people involved, there are imperfections, there are opportunists, and there are bad people. But do I think we throw the whole thing out? What's wrong with you people? What is wrong with you people? You know, we have spent literally years trying to get people on the streets, and I am not talking about to do what was done on January 6th. I will keep repeating this. That is not productive. That was an overthrow of the government to install a despot. That's what that was all about. That wasn't about making America great again. That was about Donald Trump not losing because he couldn't accept his loss, because he is a fucking egomaniac who has the GOP by the nuts, and they are cowards. End of story. He has left behind a legion of losers in Marjorie Taylor Greene, Madison Cawthorn, Josh Hawley, Lauren Boebert. There's tons of them. There were fully 149 out of 221 Republican legislators who voted to overturn a legitimate election. One editorial posed that there were actually two coups. One was the memos and all the planning on how to overturn it legitimately in the Congress. The other was breaking down the doors of the Capitol. Get a fucking clue, folks. Returning these people to power? You're out of your fucking minds. You know, one other country looked this fucking stupid and mesmerized, and Adolf Hitler was born. I don't owe anybody anything. I have an agenda. My agenda is to see that everybody in this country has equivalent, equal rights that cannot be rolled back by any politician or any citizen or any state. That is my goal. Maybe it'll never happen. I don't know, but that's what it is. You know, now white America is finally complaining. They're finally pushing back. And what is their big injustice? White America has found a cause. Masks and vaccines. Things that will protect the public health. And it's right-wing white America that is keeping COVID in charge. So please, fanboy, shut the fuck up. I am not giving voice or power to them ever again. In fact, decent people unite against them. I'll talk to you all later.